Hi there. I appreciate you listening. We're going to go on an exciting journey today to uncover the codes and hidden meanings that subtly influence our life. We're learning everything, from the newest technology to the media storylines. We are happy to have you here, regardless of whether you are a frequent watcher or have just discovered our channel. To remain up to speed on our in-depth explorations of these intriguing subjects, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Are you prepared to remove the enigma's layers? Now let's get started. Secret codes. You might initially think of spies and covert operations, but these codes exist far beyond the world of espionage. In this video, we explore these hidden messages and symbols that are embedded in various facets of our society. But what exactly are these secret codes? They're practices, symbols, or pieces of knowledge that aren't apparent to everyone. Only those who are in the know can see and understand them. These codes can be anything from a subtle nod in an advertisement, a particular use of color in a logo, or even specific phrasing in a public speech that signals a deeper, sometimes unspoken message. Think about a time when you've seen a commercial that seemed to speak directly to you, or a moment in a movie where the imagery seemed to align just too perfectly with the theme. These aren't just coincidences, they're often intentional, crafted to convey a message to those who understand the language being spoken. Secret codes are used to influence, persuade, or even control aspects of society subtly. They create an exclusive understanding among certain groups, enabling them to communicate covertly. To fully grasp the concept of secret codes, we must look back at their origins. Historically, secret codes have been tools of power and exclusivity. Consider the ancient hieroglyphs of Egypt, unreadable to anyone who wasn't versed in their meaning. Or think about the wartime use of Enigma machines, which encrypted communications to make them indecipherable to enemies. These examples show how knowledge, or the lack thereof, can serve as a gatekeeper, controlling who holds power and who remains in the dark. In modern contexts, these secret codes have evolved beyond physical ciphers and into more abstract forms. The digital age, for instance, is rife with coded information. From the algorithms that determine what news feed you see on social media to the coded data that protects your online transactions. Our world is built on complex codes that most of us hardly notice. And it's not just in technology that these codes appear. They are prevalent in our everyday communication. When politicians speak, they often use coded language that resonates specifically with their intended audience, perhaps going unnoticed by others who are not the target demographic. This method allows them to communicate openly yet privately, as only those who recognize the code can decipher the full message. By understanding these codes, we begin to see the framework of influence that operates just below the surface of our perceived reality. It reveals a world where not everything is as straightforward as it seems, where messages are tailored and targeted in ways we might miss if we're not paying close attention. While we continue, remember that recognizing these codes is the first step in understanding the larger narratives at play in our world. It's about peering through a lens that brings the obscured into focus, offering us a clearer view of the truth. Let's now turn our attention to the media, a realm where secret codes manifest powerfully and pervasively. The media doesn't just report news, it shapes how we perceive the world. Through the strategic use of images, language, and narratives, media outlets have the power to make certain events seem more important than others, or to completely shift the public's focus. This manipulation of information is not just about what is shown, but how it's shown. Similarly, images and video footage are selected to capture attention and convey immediate emotion. A peaceful protest, for instance, can be portrayed in a variety of ways depending on what footage is shown. A focus on confrontational moments can paint a picture of chaos and lawlessness, while images of cooperation and calm can generate a sense of peaceful, righteous advocacy. This selective portrayal is a code in itself, one that communicates far more than the actual words used. The way stories are framed is another layer of coding. By choosing which aspects of a story to highlight and which to downplay or ignore, media can sculpt the narrative. This control over information flow creates a coded environment where the truth is not just presented, it's constructed. Advancing into the realm of technology, secret codes become even more integral. In our digital world, data encryption stands as a bastion of privacy and security. Encryption is a literal form of coding, transforming data into a secure format that only authorized parties can access and understand. This is crucial for protecting our personal information against cyber threats. But the same technology that shields us also engenders complex challenges, particularly concerning privacy and surveillance. Every day, we interact with devices and platforms that collect vast amounts of data about us. Our preferences, behaviors, and even our movements are tracked and recorded. While much of this data collection is benign, aimed at improving user experience or providing personalized services, there's an underlying code at play. This data can be analyzed, sold, or even used to influence our decisions without our explicit consent. The complexities of digital rights management, DRM technology, showcase another use of secret coding. DRM controls how digital content, like ebooks, music, and movies, is used and distributed. While intended to protect copyright, DRM also restricts how consumers can use their purchased products, often without their full understanding of these limitations. This is a form of control through coding, where the rules are embedded within the technology itself. Both of these examples reflect how technology uses codes not just for functionality, but also for control, controlling access, controlling use, and controlling the flow of information. As we grow more dependent on digital technology, understanding these codes becomes essential not only for protecting our privacy, but also for maintaining our autonomy in an increasingly coded world. Looking into the area of music and pop culture, we find that secret codes are not only prevalent, but wield significant cultural influence. Music, with its universal appeal and emotional depth, serves as a potent medium for embedded messages and social commentary. Artists use their craft to communicate layers of meaning through lyrics, rhythms, and even the marketing of their art. Consider how music genres like hip hop, rock, or pop use their lyrics to reflect societal issues, sometimes offering critique, other times celebration or mourning. The codes in these songs aren't always overt. They often require interpretation and a deeper understanding of the context in which the music was created. Listeners might catch a phrase or a reference that flies under the radar for the casual audience, but resonates deeply with those more familiar with the subject. Album art and music videos also serve as vehicles for coded messages. Visual elements can subtly hint at broader themes of an album or single, often using symbolism that complements or deepens the lyrical content. These visual codes can be as straightforward as a repeated color theme, representing an emotion or concept, or as complex as a choreographed video sequence that mirrors societal dynamics. This coded communication allows artists to build a deeper connection with their audience, creating a shared understanding that fosters a sense of community and identity. For those in the know, these codes enhance the listening experience, adding layers of meaning that make the music more than just sound. Moving from the intangible to the tangible, our exploration brings us to the consumer marketplace, where secret codes influence economic behavior on a massive scale. In advertising, these codes manipulate consumer emotions and decisions without most being aware of the influence. Advertisers use color psychology, strategic wording, and sensory cues to evoke specific responses. For example, red is often used in restaurant logos and decor because it is believed to stimulate appetite. Similarly, green is frequently associated with health and tranquility, making it a common choice for brands promoting organic or natural products. These are not random choices, but are based on psychological studies that show how colors affect human behavior and decision making. The strategic placement of products in stores is another example of coding at work. Essential items are often placed at the back of a store, forcing customers to walk past numerous other products they might not have intended to purchase. Sale signs and seasonal displays are coded to draw attention and create a sense of urgency, often prompting impulse buys. Even the language in advertising is coded to trigger specific associations. Words like exclusive, luxury, or deal are carefully chosen to tap into consumers' desires and insecurities. These words carry connotations that go beyond their dictionary definitions, speaking directly to emotional impulses and societal pressures. Each of these tactics involves a form of coding that directs and manipulates consumer behavior, often subconsciously. Understanding these codes can empower consumers to make more informed choices, recognizing when their emotions or decisions are being influenced by factors outside of their immediate needs or desires. While we look into the world of politics, we encounter a realm where secret codes are not just common, but essential tools in communication. Political language is crafted meticulously to resonate with specific audiences, often containing layers of meaning intended to signal, persuade, or align without overt declaration. This use of coded language allows politicians to communicate complex ideas, commitments, or loyalties to those within their circles, often leaving the general public unaware of the deeper implications. Consider the concept of dog whistles. These are phrases or words that appear normal or harmless to the general populace, but carry specific, often politicized meanings to targeted groups. For instance, phrases like family values or real Americans might be used to appeal to particular demographic groups without making explicit statements that could alienate others. This strategy not only communicates in a coded manner to an in-group, but also maintains a facade of neutrality and universality. Symbolism in political imagery also plays a crucial role in coding. Flags, colors, and even clothing choices are often used deliberately to evoke feelings of patriotism, solidarity, or change. These symbols can be powerful tools, rallying support and creating a visual shorthand for complex political messages. Understanding these codes can dramatically alter our perception of political messages, revealing the strategic choices behind the words and symbols used in campaigns, speeches, and public appearances. It invites us to look beyond the surface and question the intent and audience of political communications. Transitioning from the traditional arenas of media and politics to the digital landscape, the internet has become a fertile ground for the evolution of secret codes, particularly through memes and viral content. Memes, in their essence, are cultural symbols and social ideas transmitted via the internet, using images, videos, or phrases that are often humorous and relatable. But beneath their surface-level entertainment, memes can serve as complex forms of communication that carry coded messages about society, politics, or culture. Memes function as a unique form of coded language in that they are rapidly evolving and highly contextual. They can consolidate complex ideas into simple, easily digestible pieces of content that are understood instantly by those familiar with the context, but may be perplexing to those outside the cultural loop. This dynamic creates a fast-moving, ever-changing landscape of communication that can unite or divide audiences almost instantaneously. Moreover, the way hashtags are used on social media platforms also represents a form of coding. They not only categorize content, but also signal and propagate ideologies, movements, or events. A hashtag can be a rallying cry, a form of resistance, or a tool for spreading information. It can transform a simple phrase into a powerful coded message that mobilizes communities and drives public discourse. As internet culture continues to grow and shape our society, understanding the codes within this digital communication becomes crucial. It allows us to navigate the complexities of online interactions and understand the underlying currents of meme culture and hashtag activists. In our journey through the landscapes shaped by secret codes, it becomes imperative to develop a skill set focused on self-reflection and critical thinking. These abilities are not just academic. They are essential tools that enable us to navigate the sea of coded messages we encounter daily. By fostering an awareness of how information is presented and manipulated, we can better guard against being unduly influenced and can make more informed decisions. Critical thinking involves questioning the source of information, the intent behind it, and the methods used to deliver it. It requires us to look beyond the immediate and apparent message to understand the deeper implications and the context in which these messages are crafted. For instance, when we see a politically charged meme or a targeted advertisement, rather than taking it at face value, we should ask ourselves, who benefits from this message? What might they want me to believe or do as a result? This level of analysis helps peel back the layers of coding to reveal the underlying motivations. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in recognizing our own biases and vulnerabilities. Each of us has predispositions that can affect how we interpret information. By acknowledging these biases, we can approach coded messages more objectively, understanding how our perspectives might be shaped or exploited by those who create and distribute these codes. This segment emphasizes the importance of being actively engaged and reflective about the information we consume. By cultivating these skills, we equip ourselves to discern truth in a complex world, enhancing our ability to engage with society thoughtfully and conscientiously. While we conclude this exploration of secret codes, we recap the major themes we've discussed: the influence of media, the implications of technology on privacy, the strategic use of language in politics, and the powerful symbolism in culture. Each of these areas demonstrates the profound impact that coded messages can have on our perceptions, our behaviors, and our societal structures. Remember, the purpose of understanding secret codes is not just about uncovering hidden meanings, but about empowering ourselves to resist manipulation and participate more fully in our societies. By learning to decode the messages that surround us, we can better advocate for ourselves and others, fostering a more transparent and equitable world. Let's take this knowledge forward, using our insights to challenge the status quo and inspire others to question and understand the codes that shape our reality. Just as we have navigated through this labyrinth of codes together, let us continue to share this critical perspective, encouraging a broader awareness that enhances our collective ability to interpret and interact with the world around us. Thank you for joining this journey into the depths of secret codes. Armed with this understanding, let us step forward into a more informed and discerning future.